All right, so this is going to be part 2 of the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. We are going to continue to see alliteration, assonance, and internal rhyme. They will add emphasis to this poem and kind of make us slow down and listen for that. These techniques are going to be evident in a couple spots and especially lead to this fatal feeling that the mariner has brought a curse down upon himself by killing the albatross. Little background history: birds were believed to be divine messengers for a long time. Remember, Elijah was fed by ravens, and they were also thought to be something through which people could tell the future. So if you have come across the word augury, we have been doing that word we came across in our AP language, auspice, they're derived from this idea that mean bird talk and bird view, that you would watch the birds before you did some kind of undertaking to make sure the conditions were favorable. And particular birds mean different things in different cultures. The dove was a messenger of war to the Japanese, but to Western cultures it's a symbol of peace. Think of Noah sending out the dove from the ark, and the baptism of Jesus, how the dove comes down from heaven. An owl meant death to the ancient Egyptians, but wisdom to the ancient Greeks. And when I studied in Spain, they had all these cute little owl sculptures, so I brought a few of them back, and then I found out in Chinese culture, the owl there too is a symbol of bad luck. And in Native American culture, depending, I know for the West Coast, if you hear an owl and it seems like it's calling your name, it means you're going to die. So there too, there's a similarity. So Coleridge with this poem kind of delves in some of these fantastical elements, strange phenomena. Think about how he continues to use sensory images. And I think I should have checked before I started the video, but I hope my hyperlinks still work. So at one point, there's this glowing going on. And so there are actual worms that live in the ocean that can glow. So let's see if this opens up. Yes, it's opening. From the Smithsonian. Marine bristleworms. Do we have a picture? That's why I had marked it. Okay, so that looks more like a starfish. There we go. Oops, where'd it go? There. This is a bristleworm, and these can glow in the dark. So kind of cool. I don't think there were any more pictures here. Maybe it's coming yet. My computer is slow, and I don't have patience. That's an advertisement. Okay. Christmas tree worms. Okay. Let me go to the next one. St. Elmo's Fire. There was a movie back in the day, but there's actually this occurrence where it seems like there is water that is starting on fire. I'll close that other one. What is St. Elmo's Fire? Torch-like flames shoot off the mast of a ship at sea. It's a weather phenomenon that has a gap in electrical charge, like lightning, but not quite. So do we have pictures? Sailors have seen this glow. St. Elmo, they mispronounce St. Ermo or St. Erasmus, the patron saint of Mediterranean sailors. They thought it was a sign of salvation. But I don't think there were pictures here. Oh, we don't need to see those pictures. Weird. Nope. Okay, so my final link that I put in here, bioluminescent plankton. So, the gist of all of this is there could have actually been some things that sailors would have seen glowing in the water, and there is a perfectly logical explanation. Oh yeah. Isn't this great? Bioluminescent plankton. I'll make it full screen. Isn't that cool how the footprints stay? So then if you step in the water and you've got the plankton on the bottom of your feet and then you walk on the beach, then they're there. Okay, so enough of that. And we will take a look at part 2. And unfortunately, there's not a recording for any of the rest of this. You're stuck with me again. The sun now rose upon the right. Out of the sea came he. Uh-oh, that's personification. This time it's the sun being personified. Still hid in mist, and on the left went down into the sea. And the good south wind still blew behind, but no sweet bird did follow, nor any day for food or play came to the mariner's hollow. So now there's no birds coming anywhere near them. Kind of depressing. And I had done a hellish thing, and it would work 'em woe. For all averred I had killed the bird that made the breeze to blow. Nor dim nor red like God's own head the glorious sun uprist. Then all averred I had killed the bird that brought the fog and mist. 'Twas right, said they, such birds to slay, that bring the fog and mist. The fair breeze blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed the we were the first that ever burst into that silent sea. Down dropped, I better make sure this continues on. Down dropped the breeze, the sails dropped down, 'twas sad as sad could be, and we did speak only to break the silence of the sea. All in a hot and copper sky, the bloody sun at noon, right up above the mast did stand, no bigger than the moon. Day after day, day after day, we stuck, nor breath nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. You've probably heard of the doldrums, and that's a spot that is really bad for sailors as they're crossing the ocean. It's where their ship does not move at all, and that is right where our ancient mariner's ship is now. And here is some of the most famous lines from this poem. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. The very deep did rot. Oh, Christ, that ever this should be. Ye slimy things did crawl with legs upon the slimy sea. So remember the worms that I showed and the starfish. That might be what is being referred to here. About, about, in reel and rout, the death fires danced at night. So that could have either been St. Elmo's fire phenomenon with the lightning, or it could be the bioluminescent plankton. The water, like a witch's oils, burnt green and blue and white. Again, probably the bioluminescent plankton, which would be really cool if you weren't afraid of it. And some in dreams assured were of the spirit that plagued us so. 9 fathom deep he had followed us from the land of mist and snow. Okay, this is weird, because in here now we're being told that they were followed by some winter spirit, the mist and snow spirit. And every tongue through utter drought was withered at the root. We could not speak no more than if we had been choked with soot. Ah, well a day! That's kind of like a mournful expression. What evil looks had I from old and young. Instead of the cross, the albatross about my neck was hung. So Christians would often wear a cross. We still do today. But they hung the albatross around his neck. Okay, imagine you're out at sea, dead bird, it's stinky, and now they hang it around his neck as a punishment. That's just kind of gross and weird. All right, backing up to the beginning of part 2, though, a few things to talk about. So what is being personified in lines 83 to 86? That's where the sun is being personified here. And the sun, at first, they seem happy to see the sun and not have the mist and the fog. And then they turn around and they don't want to have it because they're stuck in the doldrums and they're not going anywhere. And they're upset with him and feel it's all his fault. So, let's see, looking for anything else. If you compare the kinetic imagery, things moving, of part 1 to lines 95 to 110. So that is here. Nor dim nor red like God's own head, the glorious sun uprist. Then all averred I'd kill the bird that brought the fog and mist. 'Twas right, said they, such birds to slay that bring the fog and mist. The fair breeze blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed free. We were the first that ever burst into that silent sea. It's like they're sailing into unknown waters, and it seems as though the ship is slowing down right here. Down dropped the breeze. The sails dropped down. So is this coincidence because they get to a slow part where there are no breezes, or can they really blame him because he killed the albatross? So those are some lines that make us see, oh, it's really slowing down. Because up above here, all averred I had killed the bird that made the breeze to blow, like it was the bird that was causing the breeze. Ah, wretch, they said, the bird to slay that made the breeze to blow. So here they're mad at him. Here he had killed the bird that brought the fog and the mist. And it was good to slay them. So these people that he's with seem so fickle. That's another part of it that makes it confusing as you read. Alliteration in lines 103 to 105. I had trouble with it the first time reading it. Furrow followed free. And what else are we looking for? If I don't have it, I'm going to back up to it. Yeah, internal rhyme in 97 to 105. We have averred and bird, they and slay, blew and flew, first and burst. So see how there's that internal rhyme. In 119 to 122, we find out nobody has any water to drink because they don't have enough along with them. They've used it up. They're surrounded by seawater, but they can't drink it because it's salty. And they have slimy things crawling around. And then they hang this albatross around his neck. Why do you think it's particularly cruel? That's just one more thing in all this weirdness, right? In lines 141 to 142, he uses an inverted word order. What evil looks had I from old and young? So instead of saying I had evil looks from old and young. He emphasizes the evil looks first, and then he does the same thing. Instead of the cross, the albatross about my neck was hung. So he, in normal order, he would have said, the albatross was hung about my neck. So by choosing these strange word orders, he draws attention to what he states first, the evil looks, and then the albatross. There was something I didn't mention yet, and I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of part 2. Just a few more techniques in bit. Okay. All averred, I had killed the bird, internal rhyme right there, and breeze to blow, alliteration right there. So I think we've hit on a number of techniques in part 2. So good place to stop.